We finally have information to GROUDON because Rayquaza, in case you don't know, is gone in a week. Also, another thing why GROUDON is happening is because I'm pretty sure the first to 500 game mode is 07, what we like to say. It is gone. I'm pretty sure the first to 500 mode is never happening to global because Chinese players do not like it and they actually prefer our version. So I wouldn't even be surprised if at some point they make our version also be playable in China. So for anyone who's looking forward to the first to 500, it should have happened now after the World Championship if they wanted to make it the main game mode, I'm pretty sure. But since they are changing their Skyrunes, making GROUDON a new effect, and a lot of new stuff that we go through in this video, I'm pretty sure first to 500, high chance of never happening unless Timmy fixes it over in China, they start liking it, and we're like, yeah, maybe it's the time to do it now. But first, Rayquaza again is going to be gone in a week, and we're gonna get GROUDON with a completely different effect. Also today, going over the patch notes, of course, is CrisPikachu over here in the bottom left. Alright, so, again, Thursday, September 4th, we're gonna have GROUDON, Thea Skyrunes. GROUDON will be the version. And, I mean, Rayquaza might still return at some point in the future. It would still be cool if they cycle through different maps, right? If you get, like, GROUDON, Rayquaza randomly, maybe, when we play ranked. But I just hope that GROUDON will be more fun to play. Alright, so, Rayquaza changes to GROUDON. With 2 minutes remaining in the battle, the Pokemon that appears the center of the map will change from Rayquaza to GROUDON. When GROUDON is KO'd, all team members will gain a small shield and a significant increase in goal speed and damage dealt. So this was something we didn't know yet. Does GROUDON actually give a shield? Because from all the teasers and spoilers or whatever, we never really saw that the Pokemon who had a GROUDON buff on it had a shield. So of course that's super important. I was kind of wondering already if they're even going to have a shield at all on it, but yeah. The player, or they still get a smaller shield. I assume it's much smaller than Rayquaza is, so I think that will be good. It says small shield, right? And this other stuff is still the same. Increase in goal speed and also increased damage dealt. Which makes sense because they want you to force the push with it, right? Even if you are behind in the game, you have more damage. I think that's totally fine. But now comes the big part. This is the game-changing part right here. This effect will remain until KO'd. So now it's no longer, if you lose the shield, it's gone. No. You have to KO the Pokemon for the goal speed and damage dealt buff to be gone. Just like a normal blue buff, red buff, which time out eventually though. But yeah, now you have to knock out the Pokemon that has a GROUDON buff on. Otherwise they're gonna stay there. But the nice part is, when a Pokemon with this effect is KO'd, the KO'd Pokemon will gain the effect. So if you knock out someone that has a GROUDON buff, you will gain it yourself. So that's gonna make very interesting late game. It might also make it very risky to rip GROUDON in a bad position, because you might be in danger of instantly getting wiped if you use all your Unite moves onto Rayquaza and the enemies are on GROUDON, sorry. I'm probably gonna still say Rayquaza a lot. If you use all Unite moves to actually KO GROUDON, you might fall into a problem where the enemies just use Unite moves on you, knock you out, and then gain the GROUDON shield for themselves. So, also I wonder if you get the shield if you actually knock out a Pokemon. Does it say here? Even if GROUDON is KO'd, there's still a chance for victory if you can KO the opposing Pokemon. We expect this battle to be intense until the very end. So that's gonna be very interesting. Only problem is, but I mean that's already a problem now, right? So if a team is too far ahead and they score on the enemy main base, they can just AFK, right? If they are 300-400 points ahead, they can just AFK with the sheet in the base and not risk losing it, I guess. But it's the same right now, right? If you're 300-400 points ahead and you get Rayquaza, the game is over. So it's gonna still be the same. It might be harder to come back, which I think is good, because in my opinion, it's very bad that in games that we lost everything. We lost top path, we lost bot path, we lost central area. The fact that we still have a 50-50 chance of winning by just hitting Rayquaza never made any sense to me. If we're getting beaten on all 3 lanes, there should be a 90% chance we lose the game instantly. There shouldn't even be necessarily a comeback chance. Of course, the comeback chance still exists. You get comeback experience, right? Which I think is still okay. There's death timers, KO timers that are high. But the fact that Rayquaza still allowed you to win games that are just completely lost and had no chance of winning never made any sense to me. I've lost games that should have been a loss. We won games that I should have never won. So yeah, I do think it was very unhealthy. And you're going to be like, yeah, okay, but then the casuals are going to surrender more, right? Because they have no chance of ever winning again if the game is going bad. But that's how it goes. Imagine you play football and it's 5-0 And then in the 80th minute, there is a golden boy spawning. I mean, it's kind of like Quidditch, I guess. It does exist in Harry Potter. There's a golden boy spawning, and the white ball is gone. And if you score with this, you just win the game. So if it's 6-0 or 5-0, but you score with this golden ball now in the last 10 minutes, you win the game. Even though the enemy scored 6 points, 6-0, or 5 goals in the first 80 minutes of the game. That's kind of how it feels like with Rayquaza sometimes. It just doesn't make any sense. If you're so far behind, Rayquaza shouldn't even be winning. So you still can do Groudon, but the enemies can have a higher chance of defending it. I think that's great. Might make the game more intense. Alright. Enough about Groudon for now. Now we have changes to white Pokemon as well, appearance timing. We are changing the timing and location of white Pokemon appearances early in the game. By maintaining ease of play, the upper road will feature more intense battles from the beginning, while the lower road will allow for more consistent leveling while still competing for white Pokemon. We are also making changes to allow Pokemon on the upper and lower roads to have around the map more actively, which we hope change how the game unfolds early. So from the World Championship and stuff, from Pro Play, right, they want top lane to be like Lucario against Buzzwole, against Garchomp, against whatever, you know, melees brawling it out with their supports. And bot lane, they want people like Inteleon, maybe even a Cinderace Greninja. They want mages and attacker to scale on bottom with easier experience, I guess. And top lane, they just want people to just brawl it out for every single last hit. That's what it sounds like. Not sure what it's going to be. We still need more information on this. I'm surprised this is all we have on this. I feel like I should probably put in some more information because that is pretty vague, you know, this information. Then we have changes to the shape of grass patches on the map. And honestly, that excites me because there's too much tall grass on Thea Sky Runes. If you play a range basic Pokemon, you're just absolutely nerfed. Like, that's why also attacker Pokemon kind of suck to play recently. There's just so much tall grass, it's very hard to click people. That's why people like, you know, Cinderace, Dragapult, Groudon sometimes have a very hard time because people just disappear in the tall grass and suddenly there's nothing to do anymore. And melees can always hide, ambush and stuff, so the shape of some grass patches has been changed or removed. I'm gonna look for a map after this as well in a second. I think I saw already a map somewhere. The over area of grass patches on the map has been reduced, resulting in a map with better visibility than the original Thea Sky Runes. We expect changes to movement of Pokemon on the Central Road early game and Pokemon that excel in team battles. So this apparently is the Groudon map. You can already see there's a lot of tall grass missing on a lot of places. Top lane, there's some missing around Groudon Pit. There's tall grass missing, which I think is good. People always hide in this bush. And just reduced on the jump pads as well. So yeah, I think that's much better. I think there was too much. I'm gonna be honest, there was way too much tall grass on this map without having vision, right? The problem is that we have no wards in Pokemon Unite. You can't just place something down and have vision in tall grass, so I think that is very good. Might make it harder for me to win games, because I win games a lot by just being in a tall grass. Like, it's a nerf to Blaziken, it's a nerf to Tinkaton, right, to Gengar, because with those Pokemon, I stay in tall grass and wait until someone walks in, right? And that will, of course, happen less now, so gotta be more aware of it. But yeah, so I think it's good. Even though it's gonna make me worse, I think it's healthier for the game, alright? And next big thing right here. We have now Regidrago appears in the center map mid-game. This is what happens in the first to 500 mode, right? There's a Regidrago spawning in mid lane, and they're gonna do the same on Thea Sky Runes now. After a certain amount of time passed since the map start of the game, Regidrago will appear in the center of the map. If it's KO'd, either Regidrago or Taria's Soul will randomly appear after a certain amount of time has passed. The Pokemon that KO'd Regidrago will receive a buff that increases its goal speed in a certain period of time. This will add some excitement for the mid-game, which can often be a stalemate and difficult to reach a goal. I so agree with this. Like, the mid-game sometimes in Unite feels so sluggish and boring, there's nothing to do, the objectives barely matter. You can't push because jump hits exist, so this is very exciting. Also, I wish they would nerf jump hits, honestly. Just so you can actually push goals down. Sometimes because it's so hard to push after 5 minutes to make something happen. So that is very exciting. A new objective in the middle, so we're gonna have many more objectives. You have top objective, bot objective, and mid objective now at the same time. So hopefully it makes mid-game more exciting. And now we also have changes to Regieleki, Registeel, and Regi, and so on. Previously, 3 minutes into the game, Regieleki would appear on the upper road, and Registeel, Regice, Regirock would appear on the lower. On the updated map, Regieleki, Registeel, Regice, and Regirock will appear on a random route each match. From the second time onwards, they will appear in the same location at the first time. So, wait, does it mean Is only one spawning though? Or do they still both spawn at the same time? Actually, it would be interesting if only one spawns so that you force a team fight on it and people can't just trade all the time. Actually, I would really like that if it only spawns on one thing. It kind of sounds like it, right? They will appear in the same location at the first time. I'm not sure. We'll see. The key to victory will be likely which road you prioritize and how flexible your team can adapt to changing conditions. Okay, I mean, so it still sounds like top and bot spawn at the same time with this sentence. We will see. But that sounds already nice. Just a bit of change of pace, more rotations, more adjustment, not just staying on your lane forever. And maybe make some more game-changing decisions. Okay. Changes to the score required to destroy goals. If a team fights over the quasar, it seems the strategy that emphasizes the lower front goals over the upper front goals is becoming more common due to advantage they offer. I don't understand. We understand, I don't understand, that there will be naturally a difference in impact of the goals, so we reduce the score required to destroy the upper goals and increase the score required to destroy the lower goals to reflect their respective influence. I don't get it. If someone else gets it. Yeah. Huh? Isn't it more you want to predict the top goal with higher chances because of Regieleki there? Okay, someone has to explain me this because I literally don't get it. I don't understand. But sure, I'm gonna make you tweet about this and maybe someone else can tell me because I don't get it. And for last, changes to Unite License Mewtwo. Starting in September, Pokemon capable of Mega Evolution will be joining the battles. Oh my, these Pokemon will have the Mega Stone required for Mega Evolution set as one of their held items. In line with this, starting Thursday, September 4th, Mewtwo Knight X and Mewtwo Knight Y will be set as one of the held items for Unite License Mewtwo X and Unite License Mewtwo Y. This will automatically override the leftmost held item slot with the new one, so please be careful when selecting Mewtwo in battle. In addition, after the update, Unite License Mewtwo X and Unite License Mewtwo Y will be treated as separate licenses. As a result of this change, they will be able to select it for battle at the same time. Furthermore, even if one is banned and draft, the other one will be available. Wait, so is it like Rusted Sword? You have the Mewtwo Stone 100% without being able to change it? But on other future Mega Evolutions, you might be able to change it because it's different in their kit. I don't quite understand. So the stone, right? It's forced onto Mewtwo's? Like you cannot change it? I mean, it would be weird. Imagine you remove it and you just never have the Mega Evolution. I wonder how that would work. But I think it's kind of cool that they can be, both Mewtwo's can be in the same team now. I think that makes sense. Should have always been a thing, I feel like. Of course, they were just a bit broken back in the day, so they had to just make sure that you can only have one at the same time. So, oh sorry, I didn't have this all on screen, my bad. I was reading it anyways, so there we go, everything is on screen. Alright, I wonder how they do this with other Mega Evolution licenses then, or what they're gonna do. I still don't know what Timmy's cooking with Mega Evolutions, they need more information on this, but it's already a start. Also on Thursday, September 4th, Mewtwo is changing a bit. I hope they also rework it maybe a bit at the same time, that'd be cool, because Mewtwo's are lame. I wish they would be a bit more exciting. I don't think they're gonna rework them, but yeah. But this also means they're actually getting nerfed because they're losing in held item slot, right? So Mewtwo's got nerfed, pretty much. So I think they're gonna probably buff them a bit at the same time with this. So I assume there's gonna be something happen. September 4th will be absolutely massive. We have Pawmod, we have Groudon, we have Mega Evolutions getting changed now, maybe even adding another one, who knows, at the same time. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. This is absolutely crazy. It's gonna be a new era of Pokemon Unite, hopefully for the better. And yeah, I'm excited, looking forward to it. This sounds very promising. The Groudon changes, the Regidraco in the middle. I'm looking forward to this. Hope you guys are too, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Bye!